Hi guys, what up? So this is a follow-up video to the Dimension video. So I was going to take it apart, which was a pain in the butt. And here it is apart. Here's the inside of the Dimension. Now there was the cavity. Remember I said you couldn't see it? You couldn't. They did a great job of hiding it. But there's your cavity for your Speedsafe. There's your torsion bar and your little bracket there and some grease on there. So I took it apart, took out the Speedsafe. Absolutely zero detent. And I'm thinking to myself, how in the world, like, how did Kershaw manage with the button lock not to, because on the Hogue EX01 and a few other manual button locks, oh, and this is the locking mechanism in case you're curious. The little spring, and that just goes into here. And your blade, I'll show you where it connects, right here. See, it's got the cutout on the blade. So you're pretty much, that's your locked position. It's really solid. I mean, it's a tried and true design. It's been around for a long time. Autos use it, so it's nothing new. But the new thing is how Kershaw managed to somehow not have a detent with it, because most button locks, that kind of acts as a detent. So I'm going to try to put it back together. Hopefully I don't mess this up on camera again. And I had problems with the screws on the pivot coming loose. I couldn't get one side of the pivots. I mean, it was just spinning in there, and I put it in a vise and the whole 9 yards, so it's no fun. But we'll try to do it this time without any problems and see if we can get this to work. So what I'm going to do is put your pivot in. So you have two pivot screws, which I really hate that design. I've had this on a few knives, and they tend to do exactly what this one did, which is spin. When you try to undo the other one, this one will just spin. So sorry about this, guys. It's hard to, let's be smart about this. I've never done anything like this on video, so let's see if this video actually makes it live or not. Get your Torx driver. Just gonna screw this side of the pivot in now. See, which it's really not allowing me to do. Almost looks like this screw's bent. This is weird. And I may need to take it back out of the garage, put it in the vise, but well, there we go. Yeah, you can only get so far without getting quite a bit of resistance, so it's interesting. Alright, so let's put our pivot in. There we go. Not sure if it goes a certain way. Looks pretty round on there, so you can see there's a nylon washer there. There's also a brass washer and another nylon washer, so there's actually 4 washers on this. I'm assuming they go like this. Because you usually want the brass on the blade. Okay, so there's that. Let's see, do we have a stop pin? Yes, stop pin's still on the scale, so that's fine. Okay, Speedsafe is out. Let's put the locking mechanism in. See how this works. Probably have to do that before the blade goes in. Sorry guys, trial and error. I've never taken apart a button lock before. This is interesting. It's a plunger style, lock. Oh, we lost our pivot again. Wah wah. There we go. Alright, let's see if we can get all this on there together. Oh, I was afraid of that happening. So somehow you gotta manage to get this button lock underneath the blade. Because it kind of gets in the way of the blade. There we go. Alright, there we go. So you kind of got to push that in. Jeez, what a big pain. Because that spring, it's got some tension. Okay, so I think we can make this work like this. Let's put our stop pin in. There we go. Okay, our scales are lined up. We got our lock through. Not all the way. There we go. Snapper in place. Alright. Let's try this again. See if we can get this to... I'll see if I have the same issue with the pivot. Hopefully not. You get to a certain point when you're screwing this in that it just spins. Yep, there it is. See how it's just spinning? It's because of the other side of the pivot. And for some reason... Alright. Alright, what we'll do is we'll take a pause in the video. We will... You notice I left the Speedsafe out. That was totally on purpose. And this is my second time putting this knife back together, but I thought maybe last time I didn't do something right with the button lock, so that's why I took it apart again. So let's try and see if we can... I'm going to have to use the vise again, and you have to basically use 2 Torx bits, and you have to hold one while you put the other one in. So in other words, it's a gigantic pain, but the vise makes it pretty easy because you got something holding the knife while you can twist both ways. Otherwise, it's pretty much impossible. So I'm not sure why it does that, but it does. And I have a feeling this isn't going to be any different than before. So hold the phone, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, guys, I'm back. So took it apart, got all that all together, and this is what we have. No detent. You can hear the blade moving. It's taking out that Speedsafe has completely... Now, the body screws aren't in. They don't have any effect. I've done this twice now, trying to get it to work, just to see if I did something wrong. Nope. So, hopefully I can save you the time and hassle that I had getting this knife apart, because for some reason with this pivot design, I don't know if every knife's going to be like this, but this just spins if you don't have this in a vise and you don't have another Torx bit on this side holding that screw together and undoing that. You can see I scratched the finish of it right there, so that's fun. So yeah, kind of irritated because I thought, and everyone kind of thought, oh, that's easy, it's a button lock. Well, it still locks. You can see there's just tons of play though. I mean, and this pivot is really tight. I've tried to tighten that pivot more and more and more. Actually, it's not that tight right now, but I've had it completely tightened and it still doesn't function. So maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe someone else can figure it out. If you want to take a shot, go for it. Just know it's kind of a pain to work with. But as far as I can tell, taking the Speedsafe out is not an option on this knife because it will not work without it. So interesting. Kind of thought the contrary. Really kind of thought but you just seriously have no detent, as you can see. It just falls right out. So anyway, somehow Kershaw made up their own version of the button lock. Apparently, I don't know. But no detent on that. So you can see that, I'm holding it together now just with the body, and it's just still got no detent. So guys, got to use Speedsafe on this one though. I don't think it's a big deal. It works really well, and with the button lock it's not as hard to overcome the spring as it is with others. So anyhow, there you go, guys. Inside the Kershaw Dimension, trying to remove the Speedsafe to make it a manual flipper is not an option. So hopefully I saved you guys some time, and if you have any questions or any suggestions or anything, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks. Bye-bye.